Berglund from Itasca Labs. I've been looking forward to putting this series together on AI in business for quite some time. The series will cover several topics that I get asked about often. What is AI, how AI works, how to identify use cases, and more. To kick things off, we'll dig into what AI is. It's now June of 2023, and we've been in the midst of an AI hype cycle, really since Chat GPT came out late last year. It's an exciting time to have this conversation. Technology is making so many things possible in our world. Many people, including me, say it's a magical time to be alive. Admittedly, it's the tech optimists who have that sentiment, and I also acknowledge that there are also tech pessimists, but I'm guessing most of the folks watching here today are innovators, not Luddites. There's a quote here from Arthur C. Clarke. It's his third law. Once a technology becomes sufficiently advanced, it becomes indistinguishable from magic. And part of the challenge with magic is we either shift our expectations and think anything is possible, leaving us set up for failure, or we turn away from it in fear or distrust, setting us up to miss out on all the benefits of the technology. It's pretty similar to AI these days. Part of the reason many of us have magical thinking is because of the stories we've been captivated by. Movies, books, and shows that highlight the power and problems with AI. When many people watch Westworld, Her, or The Terminator, they craft a mental image of what AI is. And what they're imagining is artificial general intelligence, or AGI. You can think of that as a superintelligence that has the ability to think and act like humans, or better than humans. But we're not there yet. What we have today is a more focused and brittle form of AI called narrow AI. We train an AI model to do one task very well. For instance, teaching Watson how to play Jeopardy, or to identify fraudulent charges on your credit card. But we wouldn't ask Watson to drive our car. Generally speaking, AI models are specialists, not generalists. There are countless definitions of AI, ever since it was formalized as a field in the 1950s. Here's how I like to define AI. It's a broad and fluid category of computer science that attempts to solve problems that we used to believe required human intelligence, but it can be made possible through training or teaching machines, not upfront coding. A few things I'd like to highlight here. AI is really an umbrella term for many related technologies. It's broad, but it's also dynamic and continuing to evolve, so our expectations keep rising as we break through barriers. Second, AI is different from traditional programming in that it's focused on teaching algorithms based on examples, not predefined rules. I'm sure we're all familiar with CAPTCHAs. You can see an example here. It's a quiz that many websites use to ensure we're not a robot. The idea is that a computer wouldn't know the answer to a question like this. Where are the traffic lights in this image? We can't define all the rules to explain to a computer what a traffic light is. But people, all of us, have been teaching and training the AI how to do that using CAPTCHAs for the past few decades. Every time we collectively solve the puzzle, we teach the AI, and it gets a little smarter. To dispel some of the magical thinking out there, I've broken out my view of AI across the core components of the systems I've seen work in a business context. Starting at the top, there are various algorithms or models that are used on top of typically large data. We often call it big data. For most of you who are not data scientists, you don't need to be an expert on the models themselves. Just know that the model types are largely based on the type of problem you're solving and the nature of the data. Those models get stitched together to give you capabilities, and I like to think of them as superpowers. The key in business is how you apply those capabilities into user experiences and business processes to drive value. Driving value is the key, no matter how many GPUs you have or what version of Chat GPT you're using. If you're not driving value, it's not worth the investment. By defining AI for yourself and your organization, you can start to get a clear view of the risks and benefits of the technology. So when a software vendor comes knocking on your door and wants to show you how they've incorporated AI, you will be prepared to ask the right questions. This view shows a more traditional breakdown of how AI systems are built in relation to other technologies. Generally speaking, when someone talks about how they're using AI, they probably mean that they're using machine learning. And more specifically, they're likely using supervised learning, possibly deep learning. We'll get more into that in a future video. AI comes in many shapes and colors, but it still sits squarely in the world of computer science and mathematics. And knowing that serves as a reminder that the many core principles from those fields can be applied to AI systems, and the engineering talent who will code and operate those capabilities will need to understand the risks and best practices to build a scalable AI practice that can stand the test of time.